Well, good morning. It is Randy T-Bird out here in hot and muggy Arizona. We had our first monsoon storm Friday evening. Not a crazy bad one, but a nice rain. You could actually sit outside, and temperatures dropped into the high 70s, low 80s. So the wind blowing and the rain dripping. Turned out pretty nice for Friday evening. Anyway, it's weekend. Got all my running around done yesterday, so I'm out for a ride this morning. Got a little bit later start than I usually do. For some reason, I just did not wake up at the crack of dawn, and the dogs, who are usually pretty reliable at getting you up at 5 a.m., slept in. So it's about 7:45. It's in the 90s right now, and it's a little humid, but it's a little cooler out here in the open ground out here crossing the reservation up on Highway 87. A lot of bikes out this morning. We're still enjoying my new fairing. And this is a great addition to the bike, and really blocks enough wind to be useful and still gets enough over it to cool you off, because you do need some wind, however hot, going over your body to give you that evaporative cooling effect you get when it's hot and you're sweaty. But all in all, works really good. A little hazy this morning. It's a little wispy clouds going on. We might have another monsoon storm. I hope we do, because if not, it's going to get hotter and hotter again. We'll be back into the 1-teens before you know it. This is the time of year coming up. My least favorite month in Arizona, coming up to August. August is it's just steamy, hot, humid, and if you don't get a storm, it's just almost unbearable to be outside. I was talking last time about my new fairing not fitting through the door or the shed, so we put together a temporary structure last weekend, and now I've got a safe, secure, dry place for the bike again. Not as perfect as another whole-built shed, but as good as you're going to get from my limited building abilities. Anyway, man, this light's long today. Maybe it's just because it's hot. Maybe it's broken. Who knows? Just a lot of cars turning. When's my turn? There we go. Finally. Isn't it cool that you're on a bike? You could be at a intersection and traffic could be backed up behind you, and you could put a good half-mile distance on them in no time without even running the bike hard. So I put a 1/4 mile on these people without even exceeding 3,000 RPM between shifts. Pretty cool. Got my bike with the fairing now and the tour pack. This is about as touring as you're going to get out of a Heritage Classic 114. The theme of the bike is it is blacked out, and I really like the way it's turned out. I always like the blacked out bikes anyway, but the gloss black versus the matte wrinkle black really stands out, as opposed to my Dynas, which were all black but they were wrinkled. And there's still a little chrome on here, the kind of accent. The exhaust system is still chrome. I think I'm going to leave that be. I like the contrast. the fins on the motor are kind of a, well, grind finish, whatever, and looks really good. And again, I'm really happy with the way this bike has turned out. This has been one of the most beautiful bikes I think I've ever owned. But I've owned some nice ones, but it's definitely beautiful. A lot of black stuff on it. I was trying to get some black levers a while back, and they are back ordered to eternity. They still have not come in, and I don't know, I was thinking about maybe just having them powder coated. I had some bad luck in the past with powder coating on levers, is they would not activate or deactivate the brake light switch, and even though I trimmed it off, there was something that was keeping it from disengaging, so I'm not sure what's that good. And your powder coater has to be really aware of what parts do what on a motorcycle, so I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, they'll come back one of these days. This is the Harley shop yesterday, and something I've noticed about Harley shops is they're not getting many bikes to sell. Yeah, they still got inventory, but seeing a lot of gaps where in most of their showrooms and on their used bike areas, they were like handlebar to handlebar, and now you're seeing them kind of spread out a little bit. Another thing I've noticed on the accessory sections, there's a lot of open slots. They don't seem to be getting replenished on these things. I don't know if they're just not ordering, or Harley's slowed down on making them. I know they're back in production. Being a slow sales year for Harley, I think the new leadership may be going on to something. I know the stock market people, if you are into that kind of stuff, are recommending to buy again, which has been a while for Harley. You know, I'm hoping they do well. You know, if anything goes south of them, it ain't my fault. I bought bunches of new stuff, so I did my part. So I still see people buying new bikes. The dealer I was at yesterday had just sold a CVO. Now somebody has pretty deep pockets. I was reading on the internet where the new model release is going to be delayed somewhat. I've heard as late as February of next year. And February could be for the brand new models, the Street Fighter model and the adventure bike. But normally by September the new models are out, and my guess is there's not going to be a whole lot of new stuff this year, other than the ubiquitous bold new graphics, you know, fresh paint colors, whatever. I don't know if Sportster's going to make it through another year. They may. I was also reading about a patent for variable valve timing, and I actually saw a picture of the patent on the internet, and I'm thinking, where are they going to put all that hardware and still have the motor look good? Hopefully it'll be internal, because it looks like a big chunk of mechanical stuff that's going to be on there. But it ought to be interesting if they can squeeze more horsepower out of the old Sportster platform. Maybe another redesign, who knows? Rumor has it that they can't pass the Euro 5. So I say, okay, don't sell them overseas. Sell them here. I just think it would be wrong for Sportsters to go away. I mean, 60 some years, you know, I've had several of them, and yeah, Sportsters are what they are, but God, they're just a piece of America. Yeah, they're Americana. They've been 1952 they came with the KH model, or the K model, which is essentially a flathead. Well, not essentially, it is a flathead. Side valve, whatever you want to call it. The old timers will call them side valves. And then they went to the overhead valves in 1957, something like that. And then that was the legend, the Sportster. At one time they were called a super bike. It was a Suzuki M109. That's a big And anyway, I hope Sportster makes it through, and even if they redo the new motor and everything, they shouldn't call it a Sportster, they should call it something else. But it'd be interesting to see those new motors. A little blast of power to get around the traffic. I don't know how much I've got to talk about today. I am going to work on the promised Colorado train ride videos sometime today. I did not get much of a chance this week. It was a busy week back from work after being on vacation, and so I will work on that this week. And pretty amazing trip, so I'll get that together. I took a lot of videos, so it's going to take a little work to get I'd never filled up a 32 meg card before in one sitting, and ran a battery completely dead and had to change batteries, so that's a new one for me. Normally I'm doing clips in the 8 to 25 or 30 minute range, and I'm still learning on this editing, but I'm getting there. So I hit 177 subscribers. I'd like to see 200 here in the next month or two. I'm going to try and come up with some new ideas. People seem to like the reviews and the just the walk around videos. I don't know how many more walk around videos I could do on my bike before everybody gets bored with it, if they're not bored already. Although the views show that you're not, so maybe I'll do a couple more, maybe some good background. Well, I'm going to stop for gas. This is Randy T-Bird out here in sunny, hot Arizona, and I'll be back out with a little bit more video later today. But right now I'm going to get gas and have a soda and shoot the shit with whatever people on bikes tend to show up. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.